Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking for Thursday, the 5th of March. A big thank you for all of your support. Thank you for your personal readings. Some of your comments, I've just been, I think sometimes, even though I've been doing this for a long time, I guess now I'm sort of more out there and doing readings for people. And when people give me feedback about, some of the things that have happened to them, I'm absolutely amazed at how amazing Spirit is at making sure you get the message through. So I never ever fail to be amazed at this journey at all. Alrighty, and thank you for some of your beautiful comments. I know I'm a little bit off colour at the moment, but I'm sure I'm fine and I'll be back to my normal self soon. I just think it's been a pretty tough sort of few months for me. Probably the last 6 months have been extremely challenging, but at the end of the day, I know life is a journey and I know that I have to ride the waves. All right, thank you, Spirit. We're using the Before Tarot here. Nice way to start the day. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is sort of like, it's funny because it's the end of a cycle, because it is the 10. But to me, this is ending the cycle on a really big up, like things have really worked out well for this cycle. So maybe not everything's gone in your direction, but you're still feeling comfortable, at ease. You may be financially in a good place. But this sort of says to me, and you have puppies. God, I'd love another puppy. And I just think that even though it is the end of a cycle, for most of the people I'm talking to here, it's sort of, still brought in some really good things and you're feeling very positive about the next stage of your life. Oh, look at this, how beautiful this is. There's some sort of new start coming in terms of money. And when I look at both of these, it could be that you've come into some money here and that you're sort of got a brand new start now that you have the money to do what you want to do. For others of you, this may be a job that's sort of coming in or has come in that's really put you in a really good place. The Ace of Pentacles is the start of something new. It's stability. And wow, we have more pentacles. So Pentacle Day, a lot of earthy energy here. This is about planting seeds for your future. It's about waiting, being patient. Maybe you're waiting on a job or some money to come through. Maybe some sort of inheritance, settlement, some sort of situation where you know that this is going to give you a brand new start here, but something you have been waiting on, and there's a brand new start here as well. But this is about passion. So I feel that because you've got the finances here, maybe you're going to start something new in another area of your life. Maybe that it's given you an opportunity to move into an area where you are able to support yourself financially. So maybe you can get that business started, or maybe you can get that house you wanted, but it's definitely bringing you into a period of stability now, which is really nice. So let's see why. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords coming out first. Now the Eight of Swords is the card of being trapped in your head. So there could have been a lot of worry about this money, how much you were going to get, when it was going to come, when was that job coming through, when were you finally going to have stability. But there's a lot of being in your head here and overthinking things. And the thing is, this is very self-imposed. It's not something that is put on you by circumstances. This is your head working overtime. Sometimes it can be because we're refusing to see something, trying to make a decision. That's why she's bound and tied, because actually she knows the answer to this, but she just isn't really wanting to make a decision at this time. Why is that? Okay, so it could be to do with a relationship. Could definitely be to do, we've got a lot of pentacles in this energy, so it's definitely to do with self-sufficiency, having enough funds to do what you want to do. But when I look at this card, I think you're already in a place of being very content. It may not mean that you have everything you want, but this is about being grateful for what you have now. I think a lot of people miss that sort of message from Spirit, around if you're grateful for what you have and you're grateful in every moment, then, and you don't feel like you need more, that is when things start coming in. It's when you're constantly craving more in your life, or you're wishing for more, or you're asking for more, that it seems to slow down, and there seems to be this sort of, you know, feeling of desperation sometimes because you are doing it really tough, or, you know, the money isn't coming freely. But again, you know, it's about stopping and thinking, you know, are you grateful just to be alive and to exist in the world? So we have a lot to be grateful for. I think that's what Spirit's trying to get across here. We have lots to be grateful for. It's just recognizing where you are on your spiritual path and understanding that things take time. They can't all be done quickly. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords coming out here. Now, the Page of Swords is a message. It's only a little message. It's in its infancy. I do think that's quite interesting. Sometimes Spirit shows me things and I think, why are you showing me something? Why am I seeing this here? Both birds here in these two cards, one's a sword, one's a pentacle, and different things every time I look at the cards. So even I'm sort of like, why is that? In this card below, in the Nine of Pentacles, you're looking up, and I feel that even though you're really comfortable with where you are, it's sort of like there's still this sort of waiting, this wanting something to come in. And then above that, we have what seems to appear to be the same bird coming in with this sword. So there seems to be, for some of you, some sort of message or sign that something is about to happen here. So I think that Spirit is letting you know that they're going to give you a sign or some sort of indication that things are still in process. The Page of Swords is a message. It often is something that comes in a very small form too. It could be a phone call or an email or a text. But it's something that has truth attached to it. And sometimes this can mean somebody apologizing or making amends for something. But the very fact that we have the bird in both pictures sort of flying in a very similar way says to me there's some sort of message coming through to you here that Spirit is going to give you. I had one yesterday or the day before, which I thought was quite interesting. I've been looking for light globes. You don't seem to use light globes like you did. They don't sort of go crazy anymore. They seem to last quite a long time. And I was looking for a light globe, and because I've just moved house, I've got a box of, I'm a highly organised, that's where my Capricorn nature comes in, highly organised person. So I have a box of different sort of light globes that I might need along the way. And I'd put together a new lamp I'd bought and another lamp that a friend had given me. And I was looking for light globes and I couldn't find them anywhere. And anyway, so in the end, I sort of gave up and sat on my bed. I thought I'd watch a little bit of television. And the screenshot that came up was of a light globe. Now, the light globe in the picture was sort of reflecting things in the distance. And it was just a light globe on a background. It's a Google image that comes up with my Chromecast. And I remembered where I put the light globes. And I thought that was just so amazing, because it was sort of within, 5 or 10 minutes of giving up of looking. So very interesting how Spirit gets through. Okay, so we have the card of Temperance. So some sort of, this time that you've been waiting, this sort of pause or whatever it is that you've had to sort of endure is coming to some sort of fruition here. There sort of seems to me, not just about divine timing, but there seems to be a feeling of, finally having things in balance, finally recognizing, the joy in life, and finally understanding here, with this bird that, sometimes Spirit is getting messages through to show you that they are working on your behalf. But we get so stuck in our heads and our egos that sometimes we miss these beautiful signs that are left on our path. So just be watching out for them. Some of you can be dealing with an earth sign here, maybe some sort of situation with somebody here. Let's just put a couple of cards on this one. Okay, oh, look at this. Talk about the good tens coming up. It's really nice. I feel like for some of you, this is about waiting on something so you can move forward. Maybe you felt a little stuck. For some of you, it could be about money for sure, but I feel like for some of you, this is about some sort of answers around a relationship or a situation with someone in particular. Now, for some of you here, this may be settlement of a will or settlement of an estate of some kind, very strongly here, because I think that you've struggled waiting for something to come through that you knew was coming. And the only reason I see that is because they've drawn me to what looks like an urn here. So I think that some of you are waiting on some sort of relief from that. But there's a lot of happiness coming through here. So I think whatever this is you're waiting on is going to give you a chance to rebuild your life. Seven of Swords coming in. So there's been no news, no contact. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancer here with this Chariot. And there is the waiting. So no matter which way I look at this, whether it's a job, what situation you're in, it's like things are happening behind the scenes. Things are definitely moving. But you're so in your head that you're missing these beautiful signs that Spirit is sending through to you to say, hey, we are in the background. We are working for this. And we've got to, even if they're working with somebody else, if this is a situation where Spirit has to work with someone else because divine timing is at play here, you've got to remember the other person might be really difficult to shift from the ego. They may be very difficult to shift from their own existence. But things are definitely happening without a doubt. Okay, so I have a lot of happiness, a lot of security, a lot of stability coming through. There are brand new starts, probably in more than one area of your life. But at the moment, you're feeling a little bored and a little sort of, well, maybe you're learning, maybe you're going through lessons about self-love here because nothing is moving. So you're spending the time working on yourself, which is fabulous, which is what you're meant to do. When things go in a pause because of divine timing, that is the time that we really start to work on what is it about ourselves that we need to learn. So I feel like a lot of you doing that here. There seems to be some sort of message coming through from Spirit saying, we are in the background, we are supporting this, you know, look for the signs, they are there for you, because we are going to bring you in a lot of happiness, but you have to be a little patient. If this is a relationship, I see no contact with a person who's very, very stuck in their own head at the moment, but I do see forward movement down here. At this time, this is a time where you are asked to take time out, rest. No, I need to listen to Spirit when I say that, shouldn't I? I have been resting, I promise, I have been. I've been watching a bit of television, I've been sleeping a bit, and I've been really getting into the meditation again. So I think this is the time to do this. Otherwise you do get very run down. Our bodies are only oh, I love you. This is the card of love who you are, and it says you are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things that life has to offer. So for whoever you are waiting, whether it's waiting on a love, waiting on money, waiting on a situation to get closure, this is about closure. It is about to come to fruition. Definitely something to do with divine timing and messages from Spirit. So please keep your eye out for them so that you know you're on the right path. Much love to you all.